Oh, wait, hold on. Let's rewind real quick. The Pro Motion, look at this. Look how solid it looks now. But let me tell you something. It doesn't look like that anymore. Take a look. Here, where is it? Here it is. I'm not sure if you can, look at the lane shine on it now. The same Pro Motion that was in that video. The only difference is I changed the grips, and at the time I could only go to like the fingertips. Now I can go like even deeper. But yeah, this thing has got some serious lane shine on it, so I think I need to go and get it sanded down because it doesn't really hook like it used to, and I guess it's because I've been really using it a lot. Okay guys, so here we go. This is what where I really got a lot of work done with the approach, so take a look. I'll actually slow it down here. So I wasn't, as you can see, I didn't really get up as high as I was before. I got a little lower, but it still was kind of high. If you take a look right there, you see my arms, where they are? Like they're kind of like twisting around like, here. My arms, when they went up and were coming down, my arms kind of went like that. That was where I started doing the elbow tucking, right there. So yeah, like, it was weird. You'll see it in a couple other videos. I'll try to find like a good shot of it, but basically when I was learning to tuck the elbow in, I hadn't gotten it down completely in this video, but when I tried tucking my elbow in, my arms would go around like that on the swing. It was really weird. It was a really weird feeling trying to tuck the elbow in, and when I did that, I would go like that. And I felt like I was doing it correctly, but I wasn't because my arms were going like that. But I tried, and then I still was walking in a straight line in this video instead of doing that, you know, walk to the left in my approach like I'm doing today. But yeah, you can see even more changes here as well. Arm swing was good. The knee bend is finally there. Yes, I had worked on the knee bend. I worked on the trailing leg, and look at that. Nice L shape there. And then I had worked on trying to actually hold at the foul line, as you see there. Brilliant. So yeah, I had gotten a lot of work done there. If you're wondering, again, same old thing as I did before. I did that drill where I would, you know, slow my approach at the foul line and just try my best to really add those things to it. So yeah, for the knee bend, what I did was instead of adding the whole approach, what I did was I basically just did that thing where I was up here and just went for the slide, and then I just tried my best to get the knee bend at that point right there. As I'm like right there, I just like tried to really get the feel for that, and mentally it was a tough thing. I don't know why, because you know, trying to think about all this stuff, I just don't know why it's so difficult, but it is. But yeah, that's what I did. I just basically did a foul line drill, trying to work that knee bend in there, and I kept on doing it and doing it and doing it until it became a natural thing. And then the trailing leg was definitely a difficult one because I was so used to getting that leg to kind of flick up, but you know, I just tried my best to really, you know, work that in there. So the knee bend and the trailing leg sweeping over like this, I worked on them both at the same time. I figured since, you know, I really kind of wanted to get stuff done and quickly. So yeah, I did that drill. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, that's what the trailing leg needs to do. It needs to sweep over and stay at an L shape. If it flicks up, correct it immediately and bring it back down at an L shape. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering, it doesn't need to be here. It needs to sweep over and stay at an L shape like that. So that's what I did with that. And then getting low at the foul line, it still needed some work, but as you can see, it was way better than it was before. So you can see here, I didn't really rise up so much. Look at my trailing leg. It's sweeped over to the left as it should be for balance. The supporting arm is perfect, and it's not straight, but it's in the right position. The throwing arm is good. Still rising up at the foul line, but at least I'm way lower than I was in the IQ Tour Emerald video, so big difference there. Knee bend is pretty good. Holding it instead of walking backwards like I did. So, if any of you are having these issues, now you know. I'm pointing them out. So, take notes. You don't need a coach. You don't need any of these weird, crazy drills to do. Just do what I did. If I can do it, you can too. And I'm usually that kind of guy that doesn't have success in anything. Okay, so now we are going to skip ahead to the time when I got my very first, hold on a minute, bowling jersey. So remember this thing? Yeah, that's right. We're going to watch this one, and for good reason. Take a look here. Now, remember how I had the arm swing like all wrapped up? It was really good. I had it like there, and suddenly I started developing this really bad habit of putting the arm swing like here, like practically shoving it up here, and like, you know, I don't know why, and I really hate the fact that I started doing that, but it sucks because I didn't notice it until like, I would say 2-3 months ago, and by then it was already too late because I was already used to doing that. And because of like I was shoving the ball up here instead of having it there, my elbow would go like that, and that would really mess things up for me. So see that? You can kind of see, hold on a sec, let's get a better one here. You see it got a little bit higher, which is really not a good thing. But let's actually skip ahead in this video here. I don't know why this happened, but it just did, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, had I caught that at that time and realized that I was doing it wrong, I'd have corrected that, and my arm swing would be way better than that. Look at that. Way higher than it needs to be. It should be here. Instead, it's up here. And if you look back at some of like my other videos, like the UFO, the Omega Crux, the Halo Pearl, pretty much all those videos, you'll see that I like go way too high and my elbow is like there or something like that. It's really bad. But anyway, nonetheless, the approach was still pretty good. Let's see, yeah, I was still kind of rising up with the foul line. I wasn't leaning in, but the approach was nonetheless getting better and better with every video that came up. And then, I don't remember, like, I think, yeah, I did this after I'd filmed that video where I got my first jersey, the time I almost shot 300, and the approach didn't look, for me personally, just looked a lot worse here. I don't know what it is with me, but yeah, see that? You can clearly see the arm swing just staying outward like that and no elbow tucking in. And I don't know, like that was one problem I had, was I would revert back to my old ways when I don't know why, but that was one big problem I had, is sticking to the new thing that I had learned and keeping it there. And yeah, I would just go back to what I used to do, and that would really make things frustrating for me. But yeah, you can see there, no elbow tucking, going back to my old ways. Footwork is good though. Practically dropping the ball onto the lane. My hand is behind the ball, but the problem was that I was using fingertips at the time. So I've learned my lesson, and I now changed the size of my grips, and I go farther down, because I used to go, yeah, like the one-handed bowlers to that first crease. Now I go like midway between the first and second crease like Jason does, and I figured out why he does this. So it's really made a huge difference. But yeah, you can see this is just god-awful. Look at that. I don't even hold it at the foul line. And if I do, it just looks like if I was like doing the High Road Pearl video or something. I don't know what happened to me there. I don't know why I reverted back to my old ways there. Now, here we are in the Astrophysics ball review, and I want to say that this is officially where things started to get like really, really solid, because take a look. Now, unfortunately there, I didn't tuck the elbow in. It was still a work in progress. Tucking in that elbow was such a tough thing for me when I was learning it. But yeah, you can see, let me slow it down. Now I'm really making the backswing go way too high. Look at that. And then I'm dropping the ball. God, that makes me cringe. I feel like I'm going to break the damn ball just by dropping it on the lane. I thank God that I learned that you should go farther down, because, you know, you're a two-hander and you don't have that thumb to support, you know, like the one-handers. But Yeah, that swing is just way too high, but things were good. Look at that. Knee bend is there. Trailing leg doesn't just flick up like it should. Actually, there was a shot in here that I know that I did that was really good. Let's see, where is it? It was here, but I didn't get a strike, but I really liked it for some reason. It seemed pretty clean. So yeah, there were a couple of shots in here where I tucked my elbow in, and most of the shots were me not tucking my elbow in, unfortunately. Like I said, work in progress. But yeah, that arm swing just gets way too high, but everything else apart from that is pretty good. Look at that. See? Flicks up, but corrected. See that? And everything else just looks great. But I'm not low like I should be, but still just looks really good. Okay, everybody, now we move ahead another month later. That astrophysics video was done in the beginning of September, I believe, and this is the High Road X video now that we're looking at, and that was done at the very end of September, and this is where some serious work had been done in that month. So, let's see if we can get some shots in here. Actually, let's... So if you take a look here, the elbow is getting tucked in. So I had finally gotten the elbow tucking after working on it for so long. Again, doing that same thing that I did where I slowed down my approach and tried to get used to the feeling of having my elbow tucked in without twisting like my hands like that and having it sideways. It was still not 100% there, but there were times, because there were times where I would twist my hands like that instead of keeping them nice and straight. But, you know, right there, it was really good. But look at the backswing. I'm practically shoving it up, you know, up here again. But not sure if you guys noticed it. I'm walking to the left now. So this was where I really had gotten the hang of walking to the left. So what happened was, I think like a week or two before I had made this video, I was at the bowling alley. I was practicing with the fever pitch. And this guy, he's now a friend of mine. He was watching me, and then he came up to me and told me, hey dude, your approach, it's like really good. Your game is looking really good. But if you really want, like I noticed that your ball just goes all over the place. If you really want, like, you know, if you really want your shots to, like, if you really want to repeat shots more and be like really accurate and consistent, you should do this. Belmo does this, and then he showed me that thing where you walk to the left. So he's the one that actually showed me that thing where you walk to the left and then, you know. So I'll try to find a camera, a shot down low or something like that. And actually, you can hear me talking about this in the end of the video where I stood on some board and then ended up sliding on something a little bit more left than from what I was standing. So, yeah, see, you can see I'm walking more left now. I mean, I wasn't walking very much left. I was kind of still working on that, but yeah, things were looking pretty good. Again, not getting very low to the foul line, but whatever. That High Road X really hooks a lot more than I thought it did. When I was at the lanes, I felt like it wasn't hooking a lot, but looking back at the footage, man, that thing hooked like a monster. Yeah, but look at that. Beautiful elbow tucking in, and you can kind of see my arms go like that just a little. See that? You can see the position of my hand right there. It's like not behind the ball, but more to like the side of it. You can see. And then you can tell my other hand right there as well, kind of, it just doesn't look correct. But yeah, still kind of a work in progress with the tucking of the elbow. But the trailing leg, the footwork, the knee bend, everything was there apart from me not rising up still. And I know I'm mentioning that way too many times, but that was an issue, man. Okay, to prove to you guys that I really was beginning to do that thing where I walk to the left, take a look at this Barbasol close shave replay. Take a look. You can see I start out in the shot and I'm moving more left. There you go. So yeah, that proves that that I was beginning to do that walk left, and I got better at it as I kept on doing it. So yeah, that guy, he basically just, you know, pointed that out to me. He told me to try it, and it actually did help me like repeat shots, like the same shot over and over, a little bit better than I was before when I was walking in a straight line. And to do that again, I just, it felt weird at first because, you know, I was making that walk to the left, but yeah, I had to shorten the distance of my steps just a little bit, and yeah, just doing that walk left wasn't really that tough for me because, you know, at this point, learning something new and like including it into my approach was not as difficult because of the level of skill that I was at now. So yeah, again, did that thing where I would just slow down my approach, and like I paid attention to how far left I was going as well. Like I had like a marker or something. I would like watch, okay, I'm looking here and I'm walking there or something like that. So there's not very much I can say other than I did that same old drill that I did where I would just, you know, slow myself down, break it down piece by piece, and just, you know, went from there. Okay, now we move forward to bowling video number 30. So here's something that I could point out. Take a look. There's the tucking of the elbow, me walking to the left. Look at my hands. Look at where they are. You see that? They are, as they are getting tucked in, they are going more this way when it shouldn't be, when it should just be like that. So literally, I don't know how long it took me, like roughly, to like just not do that anymore, but there I go again with that problem. I knew looking back at this, I can't remember when exactly I did it, but I knew looking back, when I looked back at that and I saw that, I was like, I gotta fix that because it just looks plain weird. But look at that, beautiful. Trailing leg is good, getting a little lower, hands in the right positions, knee bend is good. Brilliant. And why that didn't strike, I do not know. Okay, now here we are on the IQ Tour edition, and here was where I could tell you that my ball speed officially started to increase to about 15 miles per hour, I think. I know I said in the video that it increased to about 14.8 or something like that, but it was actually like 15, sometimes 14, but yeah, this is where I started to get an increase in ball speed. And a lot of you asked me that question, how do I increase ball speed? And truth be told, from bowling video number 30 all the way to the one where I first started doing the two-handed style, I was throwing the ball at between 12.9 and 13.5. Very slow. That's super pathetic, but then again, I was learning, so you can't ding me for that one. But my speed basically got quicker as just by, you know, throwing the ball. I got used to the weight. And honestly, I think it's just muscle memory. And not only that, the reason I was throwing it so slow in those times was because my approach obviously played, how bad it was, that played a contributing factor to why my ball speed was so slow. And now that my approach is to where it is, my ball speed got very, like, a lot quicker, and I'm not even, like, you know, packing on any like muscle. I mean, I'm packing on a little bit of muscle, but, you know, I look like I got old freaking noodle arms. But yeah, that's how I did it. I mean, I cleaned up my approach, and my ball speed got quicker just because I you know, got better with my approach. That was one thing. And number two was because I just kept on throwing 15 pounds, and eventually I got used to the weight. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to that. It took me a lot more time, unfortunately, but now here I am, and I'm able to throw the ball at about between 15.8 to 16.4 now. So, and then my spare ball can fly down the lane at 17. So it feels good to be up there with everybody else now, because everybody at the bowling alley during league would throw it at that, like, between 15 to 16. And here I am throwing it at 13 to 14 and feel so embarrassed of myself. But yeah, this marked the start of the increase in ball speed. So see that? You can just tell if you go back to one of my old videos and then just look at this. My goodness. Okay, everybody, now we move on to the all-road ball review, and this is a good one because this is where I can officially tell you that I 100% got it. Take a look. So we'll slow it down here. Look at this. Tucking of the elbow, perfect. Hands not turning to the side. Footwork, obviously good. Skip step, good. Swing, you all know what happened there. Unfortunately, I'm trying, to this day, I'm still doing it and I'm working to get out of it. You can see it in the nuclear cell video that I'm trying to get back to keeping it here rather than tucking it up here. But there you go. At the ankle, this hand comes off and I push through with one. Trailing leg kind of flicks up, but I correct it immediately, bring it down to that L shape, hands at correct positions, nice and low, beautiful. And of course, ball speed is up to par, strike, beautiful. So this bowling video number 36, the All Road, is officially where we can call it. Frank the Tank got it. This is where it all became solid. So, yeah, look at that. Fantastic. Staying low, not backing up, keeping the shot posted. Look at that, until pretty much until the ball is practically there, hitting the pins. Losing balance a lot less. There was one shot in here that I really, really liked. Let's see, I think it was this one. Oh yeah, that one, perfect. I love that shot. I don't know why. It was just so clean. Look at that. Elbow tucked in pretty good. I know it doesn't look like I did, but trust me, I did. The reason it didn't look like it is because when you were tucking your elbow, you gotta get your, you gotta move your hips and your rear out of the way so that you get that swing underneath you. So, yeah, in case you guys didn't know that, that's why I walk to the left. That's why Jason Belmonte walks to the left. When he tucks that elbow in, he moves his hips and his rear, as do I, to clear that swing so you don't end up, you know, hitting your hip or hitting your stomach or something like that. And unfortunately, look at that. Look how badly I tucked that ball up there. Jesus Christ. And you can see my elbow is practically like right there. I don't even understand why I was so used to that. But anyway, kind of dropped the ball there. Unfortunately, I didn't have that ball with the grips big enough for me to go down here. At the time, I was still doing that fingertips thing, but beautiful shot posting there. That's the way it should be. The question is, do I strike? Oh yeah, and I hold it until the ball hits the pins. That's the fun. That's one of the things I really love. Look at that. That's one of the things I really, really love about the two-handed style, is that you can post the shot at the foul line and hold it and look cool when you're doing it. I'm sure you could do that with the one-handed style too, but I'm sorry for you one-handers, but it just doesn't look as cool as the two-handed style does. But yeah, from this point on, everything was just about solid. And don't get me wrong though, I'm still working on, you know, getting this whole thing down like a lot better, because trust me, there's still quite a bit of work to do. But very, very happy with what I was doing every single time I went home and watched the film back. But yeah, I was, you know, really, really liking it. I was losing my balance a lot less. Shot posting was good. Balance was good. The swing bothered me, but I hadn't really noticed that I was really doing that, and I hadn't really thought to correct it up until the nuclear cell video, so really quite late. But I'm going to be working on that once the lanes open up again. And this is something that I actually want to point out to you guys right now. The phase 3 video, I complained or something like that, and I pointed out that the ball was not hooking, and I found out that it wasn't the ball's fault and it wasn't the layout. It was indeed me. The thing, what happened was, I don't know why I did this, and I didn't feel it, but this is for those of you who are wondering as well. If your ball, like if you ever see that the oil line on your ball is here over the holes, it's because your fingers are going into the holes the wrong way. So when I made this video, this is the reason the ball wasn't hooking. My fingers were going in like that. You see that with my middle below, like down low, and my index up. So when I would release the ball, it would be coming off my hand with my fingers like that. And that was what was causing the weird reaction for the ball. That's what was causing the phase 3 to practically go straight down the lane. So I watched this back, and I was very, very unsatisfied in the end. So I'm definitely going to be adding this phase 3 to the list of re-reviews. So yeah, phase 3 is getting another review again because I am unsatisfied with what I saw there. And you can see, I think in game 3 when I tried playing super deep, I thought maybe it's because I needed to slow down and play deep. And you can see I'm really trying to get that swing in there because I thought, why is this ball not hooking? But it was me. It was my fingers going in like that when I should have just kept them nice and straight like that. But they were, you know, it was almost like I was doing, like using Mike Fagan's layout or something like that. I forget what he calls that, but that's why that was happening. And the way I figured that out was my fingers were hurting after this, and I was wondering, I wonder why my fingers were hurting. And then I just decided to play this back, and I noticed that the finger holes were in a very, very weird position when the ball was rolling down the lane. That's how I was able to figure out, oh, so that's why the ball wasn't hooking. So yeah, thanks to my stupidity and my lack of paying attention for things, this we're getting a phase 3 re-review. But I don't know when I'll be doing that, but rest assured I will be doing that. So anyway, let's go ahead and skip because pretty much everything is solid up until my most recent video, the nuclear cell. And if you're wondering, I think I had actually done the Brunswick Hero before I had done this nuclear cell video. But like I said, my plan was to release it at 3,000 subs because that was like a special video to me. So anyway, yeah, everything is perfect up to this point. So yeah, you can see that, like, I'm in the swing there, like I'm going like that or something, you know, like a freaking, I don't even know what to call that, like a swing, like an actual swing. And the reason for that is because I was trying to get out of that habit of putting the ball up here, and I was actually trying to get it here. So what I was doing was, little did I realize, I was going here and then trying to bring it out to try to correct it. But, you know, yeah, getting out of that, because I've been used to it for so long, is so tough because it feels like I'm doing this, but I'm not. So, yeah, you can see here, especially in game 3, that I'm trying not to do that. So let's actually get some shot in here and show you. See, you can see I'm trying not to go as high, and it feels so awkward. I feel like I'm going to drop the ball. I feel like I'm just not going to get enough power, but, you know, I just have to do it, you know. So you can see here, take a look. See that? Arm swing is not getting tucked up there. It's sad that I realized at this point that I gotta stop doing this and I gotta do that. I actually tried practicing doing that in this video. Little do you guys know. See, elbow tuck is good. I'm still kind of tucking it up, but I bring it back and I put it back to where it should be. I will work on that because I'm sick of this. I hate looking back at my videos and seeing that. So I will work on that. Believe me. You will see results. But man, this nuclear cell has been one of my favorite videos. I just love the hooking power that this thing has. Look at that. Making its way back. That looked like a really light hit, yet it still struck. And I swear I sent that ball way too far to the right. Look at this. Practically to the edge, but it still made its way back and it still struck. Unbelievable, that ball. But yeah, perfect. Everything pretty much is practically, if I had to say with my approach, I'm practically like 95% of the way there, because now I have to work on my footwork. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Actually, we'll skip forward to the little iPhone POV that I did. But first, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Elbow tucking. Trying to keep that swing from getting, you know, trying to keep from tucking the ball up in there. Yeah, hand is now behind the ball instead of like me dropping the ball, because I finally, I forgot to mention this to you guys. I watched this old live stream of Jason Belmonte, and he said that he goes here midway between the first and second crease because He was so used to using house balls because his parents never bought him an actual bowling ball. And yeah, he just got, and you guys know house balls don't have grips. Obviously, they have those massive holes. So he got so used to having his fingers so far down in the holes of the house balls that when he started actually getting his own bowling balls, he started to actually put his fingers, he got so used to putting his fingers down there. And yeah, I found that, when I found that, I'm like, I'm going to try that. And through that, I was able to notice that I was able to get really a better hold on the ball, increasing my grip sizes. Yeah, I was able to get better hold on the ball. I was able to keep my hand behind the ball even more because of this. And I was dropping it on the lane a lot earlier, like, when I had it fingertips, I was dropping the ball on the lane, and with this, I can actually get my hand behind the ball and actually like really get revs in there, and I can really push the ball. So, for those of you who are wondering, yeah, that really helps if you need to keep your hand behind the ball and you really want to get revs in there. Increase the size of your grips. However, I will tell you, this is a downside to increasing the grip sizes is you may lose pieces of skin like I did. I talked about it in my spare ball video of the Clear Electric Blue. I did make a community post, it's deleted now, about how you can lose pieces of skin on your finger if you bowl too much, especially by increasing the grip sizes. So, because, you know, it's friction, you know, when the ball, that split second that the ball comes off your hand, the grip's just, whoosh, you know, so, and make sure that your fingers are not dry as heck, because that can really, really make your, you know, skin come off even quicker. But yeah, that's how that's why I now have increased grip sizes. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. And let's go to the iPhone POV view now to show you that one thing that I have to work on. So I have to work on my swing, not tucking it, and also right here. You see, my foot right here, it's facing off in that direction that I'm walking, which you think is correct, but no, it actually has to like face more to the right, if you know what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. And the reason why it shouldn't be like this is, take a look. Watch, see that? How my leg is just bending to the left? And then the other problem is, you see this? My sliding leg, my left leg, is like going inward like that, and because of that, that's causing my right leg to bend inward like that. So I've got to work on that. It doesn't hurt me, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, it feels real natural to me, but I've got to work on that because that could not be good for my leg probably, but it doesn't hurt at all. I've gotten used to that. But yeah, other than that, look at that, beautiful. Holding it, balance, playing deep, letting that ball come back, holding the shot. Beautiful. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you guys can see. No, I'm not sure if you guys can see. Hold up. I will bring the camera down a little lower so you guys can see. Get this chair out of the way. So, take a look. So, those steps that I was doing, what I need to do is, when I'm walking to the left, this foot needs to face out more to the right rather than inward in that direction that I'm walking. And then this leg needs to face out that way rather than inward like that. You see how my leg is bending because of that? So yeah, that is something that I'm going to be working on once the lanes open up. You can bet that, because I really think it looks kind of awkward when I'm looking at it, watching my leg bend inward like that. So yeah, those are the only two things that I really feel like I have left to work on. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. That is my approach throughout that bowling video number 3 all the way to my most recent one. That is what I did to correct it. It really wasn't anything special. That's kind of why I didn't want to make this video, because I didn't do any crazy techniques to try to get better. I just did a simple drill where I would really slow down my approach and just include these things and really focus on those things and get the feel for them. So that's how I did it without coaching. And I watched a lot of videos, obviously, you know, and I did a lot of side-by-side comparisons. I took a camera with me every time I practiced, filmed my sessions to see what I was doing and compared it to Belmo's. And that's what I did. It wasn't really anything crazy or special. I did talk to people throughout that year, several people for some help, but they didn't actually like coach me or anything. They just gave me advice, telling me, this and that, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I'm sorry if that really kind of bums you out or anything, but that's how I did it. It worked for me. If you want, you can try it once the lanes open up. Try it at home if you want, since the lanes aren't open, but once they do, go for it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if I really bummed you out. I'm sorry if I wasn't specific enough, or wasn't really getting specific with the details or anything like that, but I tried. But anyway, yeah, I'm Frank the Tank. I'll come at you with some more stuff real soon. I'll catch you in another one. Hopefully the lanes open up soon. Till then, peace.